Hey, here we are. Almost the same day. Actually, it's almost the same week. But we're back. We're going to load a tune in this bad boy. And the seat came in, so it's going to be whole, ready to rock and roll. Hopefully, we start and ride this thing today. You never know how it's honestly going to go, but this could be it. Trent's on the ones and twos. I'll be on the wrenches. So this thing's on the ground. I got the charger on it just to keep the battery nice and juiced up while we're doing this stuff. Trent is updating the firmware for Thundermax, and then we're going to look up some maps that are pretty close to what this motor is. I honestly don't even know what cam's in here. I don't remember. I know it's an Andrews, so we're just going to find an Andrews cam and hope for the best.
What's the displacement? 103?
103. It's a 103. It's got an Andrews cam. It's probably a smaller, it's a bolt-in cam for sure. And then we'll just run some learns on it. We'll take it on a good 20-minute ride, come back, see where it needs to be adjusted, copy and paste. We'll show you how to do all that. We'll push the new map in and go from there, and then see how well she does, because honestly, it's really, really, really easy to tune with a Thundermax. And we're going to show you how on a bike that we don't honestly know what's in it, and this is not the right way to do it, and we're going to do it, and I bet you it still works. First thing Trent's got to do is register the Thundermax. You have to register the Thundermax to the bike.
Yeah, they marry to the VIN. So you have to register like your name and address and all that when you buy one. Ask for like your phone number and stuff like that. So we're gonna put the shop name and shop address and all that stuff, and whoever wins this bike can go back in and change the registration. When you're done registering it, it'll bring up like if you want to load a map into it, because they have some pre-written maps. So you say yes, then it brings you to this guy: throttle by wire bikes, throttle by cable bikes, V-Rod, and exhaust series modules. I don't know what the hell that is, but this is not a throttle by wire and this is not a V-Rod, so it's a cable bike. And then it brings up all the maps that they have preloaded. So you find your displacement, your family, throttle body, exhaust. It goes into like cam too, like cam profile, muffler, air cleaner, cam, cylinder head, piston, all kinds of shit. So we're gonna find something close.
Hopefully this has the factory 2008 injectors, because I think they were 8 degree and then they went to a 12 degree or something like that. But honestly, this probably has the upgraded late injectors on it, because we always did that at Trask back in the day. The difference was just the way they sprayed. I think the early ones only had like 3 holes compared to 5 holes. Just a more atomized fuel spray, a better fuel injector. I don't know enough to actually give you any facts right now, but I'm telling you just the slim things that I remember from a long, long time ago when that was going on.
Does it have a throttle body on it?
Factory.
So there's this one, stock throttle body, 2-in-1 with the D&D Fat Cat, which that's not a D&D Fat Cat, but
that's fine.
The cam is a Screaming Eagle 253.
So we found like a 103 big bore setup with an Andrews 37 cam and slip-on exhaust, which the exhaust don't matter much. We can remedy that when we ride it and auto-tune it and do all that. But the cam is about the same, and then it's a 103 big bore kit, which is going to be higher compression than a stock 103, so we should be pretty dialed with that stuff. We just have to tune it in for the different exhaust. Good place to start anyways. Hopefully this is what fixes the bike, because it wasn't running before, because I think the Thundermax took a shit on us, the old one.
So once you find the map that you want to go with, it also has all the specs. So you go to XL export, okay, load base map, boom. You selected the map has been opened, blah, 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 blah. Would you like to yes. So now it's just loading the map into the module. It's a big waiting game. Ryan's hungry.
I ate a lot of junk food this weekend. I might fast today.
You did, dude? I was surprised. Oh, he ate some bread. Some ice cream.
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
So good. Pedaled like 30 miles of trails this weekend, so I was eating as much shit as I wanted to, which I probably shouldn't have anyways, but it was a good excuse.
All right, now once it's all loaded, it'll say map written successfully. You could turn the bike off. It'll disconnect here, and then you're good to unplug.
Should be good to give her an old fire and see if she starts, huh?
Yep. It's like when your dad ties your tie when you're a kid, you know? I don't know if you guys all had that same experience.
No, I didn't. We're gonna give her a little fire. What could be happening right now? This is the same thing it was doing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Thundermax wasn't bad. It might have been something else. interesting.
There is this plug that's disconnected out of something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Is that the idle air control sensor plug, I bet?
didn't need a Thundermax. You know, why not put a new Thundermax with some wide bands in there so it can auto-tune for anybody that wins the bike? No matter where it goes, it will be dialed for you. The old one didn't have wide bands or any of that stuff. It was just basically a tune. That being said,
Sure as shit.
the IAC is unplugged. What is that? Oh, Nightster mufflers just showed up. Finally.
Hopefully it's right. Dude, there's a bunch of shit unplugged under here. We should probably lift the tank. I don't know. But there's a bunch of shit unplugged.
I wonder why anything is unplugged. That is curious. Well, it's 10:45 in the morning. Last day of September. It is 95 degrees outside.
The plugs were unplugged.
What did we do with this thing last time?
I have
Why
no
would all
idea.
that shit be unplugged?
We're dialed.
I did just ride the thing. How did all that shit get unplugged?
The world may never know. I got her. You f***ing cocksucker. I'm gonna get it. Told you.
Now it is time. IAC sensor's gotta be bad.
That might have been why we unplugged it, to change it.
Do we have one? There lies the mystery. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to put on a new product on here. It's going to be really awesome. Like Trent searches for an IAC sensor. Yeah, she won't idle. Also, that little set screw could have backed off. You know, the guy that sets the old throttle trick for doing stunt rider shit. You can pop the air filter off, check that dude. She is sitting on no idle, although it did make plenty of exhaust fumes in here. Those are really nice. Oh, these guys, look at this. Let me just show you this really quick. This goes through here. This guy goes through here, and look at this. Bolt-on pullback plate, 4 late model baggers, 4 Kruesi Originals Archetype Manufacturing trees, 4 late model bagger. Cha-ching! Look at those things, they're fancy. These are going on our build-off bike, and we're gonna try them out, and we're gonna run them, and we're gonna be selling these. We got trees coming, and we got swing arms coming, and all kinds of crazy shit for baggers coming. But, meanwhile, look at this. Anybody that's been following for any amount of time, followed this build for any amount of time, the seat has sucked and it has been the weakest point of this bike, especially when it comes to everything else. And Saddlemen was going to make us a custom seat for it, but it's also like time to actually get out there and make that happen. So we kind of looked through the stuff that they had, which I don't remember what this model is called, which I apologize. It is a Softail model. It is one that pushes you forward. Usually I think this was made for like chicks or the shorter people out there. It moves you forward a whole bunch. See how thick this is? This puts you in the position that I wanted to be in, but I didn't even know this existed because I didn't bother looking at like old school Softail seats. Which we went back, this is some old school shit right here that you won't see very often anymore. But we just had it covered with some nice gripper. It's a little bit of, it's called a double stitch. It's a lighter tuck and roll. Should be super grippy. This cuts you back really hard. It's gonna sit me up in the position that I wanted to be in for so long on this bike. And this was right in front of my face in the book the whole time. All I had to do was take a look. It's in a book. It's a reading rainbow. All put together, this is also made to go on a stock Softail with a stock rear fender. So this fender was custom made to the seat that we took off, which is a problem because I'm pretty sure a lot of this isn't going to work back here anymore, and we're probably going to have to do something about that. What does that entail? I have no clue. We're about to find out. Let's see what we got to work with. So let me get this dude out of here. As you can see, we are miles off from the original hole, which that sucks. So I could make this a lot longer. We could put a new hole in this, but then there's a hole right there. Do we have extensions? If that existed, it would be cool. Is that longer?
I have no idea.
Tis the same. Man, suck a French horn. This is like a threaded bolt hole that they put in the fender right here when they made it. I'm gonna have to extend it. That sucks. Fender was probably built in 2009, late 2009 probably. I need this bitch to get sucked down right there, and if I make that thing longer, it's gonna keep the seat up. If I make this long and it's bolted back here, this radius starts turning before it gets to this, so it's not gonna pull the seat as tight as it should be.
Hello?
It's gonna be like this. So realistically, man, there's a whole plate of steel right through here. When they cut this in half and narrowed this, they put a strip of steel on the inside of it like this thick. Mother, dude, really I'd have to drill it, tap it right there.
So why couldn't you just extend it?
Well, because this is it starts to curve. I think if I extended it, it's not going to hold the seat down as tight. Which I could put a bend in it and force it that way.
Because if you drill another hole, they're just too
Yeah, it sucks. I have to make a cover or something. I just gotta cut it. I just gotta make a new one. Well, can you pull the air filter off this dude? Make sure that set screw isn't forked off. Check that, make sure it's good, and then put an IAC in it. And I will go to seat cutting. I really came in here today thinking this was gonna take a few minutes, and then I was really gonna not do much the rest of the day. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she don't. It's the way of the road, bubs. This dude right here, that set screw, doesn't look like it's moved in age though. But you can take the set screw out, weld a stick to it, then drill holes through your intake and have it all the way out here, and you can turn the idle up and down on a fuel-injected bike for all you guys doing them ballerina tricks out there. It don't look like she's moved a boot. There's also a way to tell if the IAC's working, right? Make the ghost does the
Look up in there, yeah. Look up in there and see if that plunger moves.
This is your idle sensor right here. This dude should move up and down. When he cycles it,
You should see the butterfly move too.
Not a bit.
Doesn't move a bit.
It's dead in the water. So this thing's what it does is when you hit the key, you hear everything prime up, like fuel pump, everything. When you first hit the key, it primes your fuel system, gets that ready to go, and then it also cycles your throttle body. The IAC moves up and down. It cycles the butterfly a little bit, and then it sets it right where it needs to be to idle, and then she fires. That's how you can tell if it's working. Ours is doing absolutely nothing. It is from 2008. It's the original one, so time to change some sensors. They got one at the Buddy Stubbs.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's gonna go get that. We'll put that in, and I'm gonna go cut some shit apart and make a really big C-tab.
Fender and an IX sensor.
Hi.
That's it. Take a little break. We'll get back to you right after this small commercial break. Just to let you guys know, I always forget to do this, and I never think about it, but we do have memberships on our YouTube. It's $5 a month. It helps us build the channel, helps us fund this kind of stuff right here, and it gets you guys early access to all the videos. So as soon as they're done, as soon as they're uploaded and we're done with them, you get to watch them instead of waiting till Tuesday and Thursday, regular launch time. Gives you a little bit of a head of the game. You get to talk a little shit before anybody else does, and helps us be more entertaining, you know. Thank you. Well, I got something I can draw. I'm going to try and drill this out first of all, because that's going to be a bitch. This is a lot thicker than I wanted, but it's what I got. It's actually the same thickness, so that's pretty awesome.
Here's the old IAC sensor. Here's the new one. When you plug it in, obviously it activates the plunger that opens your butterfly in your throttle body. And that's how idle works. The more you know. Gotta make sure you take the old O-ring out. We're here, we're doing it. And then I noticed when I was in here that the map sensor wasn't plugged in either, and one of the pins are bent. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That third one closest to me is bent. It's like facing that way while the rest are facing this way. Yeah, these two are homies and they're not supposed to be homies. So I'm gonna split them up a little bit. Oh baby, you know I'm surgical with this shit. Look at that, straightened her right out. That electric grease. These gloves are clearly too big for me too. I ran out of Law Tiger's gloves. I've texted Jay. There she goes. Okay, I'm gonna try and get away with not replacing the map sensor. Those rarely go bad, but this thing's old. I just don't want to send Tommy back to Harley.
What are the odds? We have a service kit for a big sucker over there, and he found all the O-rings that he needed. This is our new swing arm for touring model bagger that's coming out. This is our prototype, just got done. We should be putting this on the bike around October-ish, which is in like a week. She gonna be bad. Back to seat things here. I was in the seats and things. So the seat, I cut this dude off, cleaned the powder coat off, made this really ugly piece of steel that has a drawing on it that you can't see because it's in lapis. I'm gonna weld this dude on like this once I measure where she's gonna go, and then this is gonna take over, and it's gonna look this good when it's all said and done. Just wait. Michelle, you can even make a cut of this and use it on your Instagram. Trent, can you lean on this dude for me? Lean on in here. Perfect. All right, phase 4. So that dude lined up right there. I'll do this in Sharpie so I can actually see this time around. To the saw. Masterfully beautiful handcrafted piece right there. Like a piece of jewelry. Yeah. Time to change the gloves. This, so when I laid out the other one, I set it up so this point touched and this point touched, and that should lift this up to the angle that I need. So I'm gonna tack it in the back corner, whoop, tilt her up, tack it down. That should be good, theoretically. I'm also gonna get a nice suntan right now in this tank top. Take a look at that beautiful specimen right there. Well, she's rip-roaring hot, but she's a beauty. I got to do finish her off real quick, but that's your first sneak peek at step number 17 in the easy step guide that if you've followed along this whole way, you'll know step by step how to make a seat bracket for a Saddlemen. How they do it's how it's done. It's how it's made. You just saw it right here. Step 47. We'll be back right after this small break from our sponsors.
We're about to turn this sucker on.
Is it time?
It's almost time.
Oh man, I want to sit on. Oh man.
That's the first time you've sat on.
In time, I could have been sitting right here. I probably wouldn't be getting rid of this motorcycle whatsoever. That seat was really, the seat that was on here before bothered the shit out of me. Like I hated it. It was cut really far back and deep. It sucked to ride. It looked like shit. So I didn't ride the bike that much. And honestly, the only reason I'm even letting this bike go is because of that seat. And now we put the seat on here. You got to sit on this thing. I've never been more locked into something.
It looks like it puts you up farther.
100%, right where I wanted to be the whole time. And like the way it cups back like that, man, the Nightster's got to have some of that. I wouldn't even need to pop up to drift, nothing, just.
For a solo seat too, it looks pretty cool.
Oh my God, this thing's gonna ride so, this thing was amazing. Seating position kind of sucked.
The seating position sucked, dude. I felt tiny on this thing. Oh, dude, no way. I was like this.
Yeah.
On this thing.
It's like 5 inches up right there from the other seat.
Oh, dude, that's so perfect.
Where is the other seat?
That's so perfect.
Did I throw it away already?
I want this seat on my Dyna.
Yeah. The way it cups in like that, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
locked into the seat.
Yeah, that's nice.
I feel like I'm locked into the foot controls, everything.
That's real nice. Oh, that's real nice.
We're almost there. I gotta wait for that thing to cool off, shape her up a little bit.
But we could start it and see how it goes there.
Ooh, hold on. Let's open the door and turn on a fan, because last time it was a little suffocating.
The map sensor was unplugged and the IX sensor was
I think I was
unplugged.
unplugging them to see, and then plugging them back in to see if I could get it to change. Gave up from there.
Let's see. No throttle.
Probably gonna have to cycle it a few times. It also just spit a bunch of fuel out of the carburetor. Where's that water?
Oh, is it still wet? I had it on the fan for a while.
Let's pull the plugs out.
Interesting.
So, seems like we got more than one bad sensor in there. Probably should just change them all. Won't that be fun? Let's do that. I want to see what the plugs look like. Doesn't have adjustable push rods in it. Those aren't bad. It's not making any noise. Could have a plugged injector. That's a strong possibility. We probably have injectors here.
We did injectors, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah.
Is there a throttle position sensor on it?
We did that already. We need to cycle that a few times though. And that'll set, like you gotta cycle the key 3 or 4 times and get it to set its position. But it's only running on 1 cylinder.
Hang on, I have the plugs are off.
I gotta start it. The drama. And to think, for only $5, this unrunning motorcycle could be yours at KruesiOriginals.com. Shit don't run, it could be yours, brother, for only $5.
We'll get it running.
It'll be running by the time you get it, probably. She's been neglected. We got it going. We did the whole like mission to sit down wheelie a Softail, which wasn't a Softail anymore when we did the swing arm conversion and all that stuff. And we did that. We did the wheelies. We rode it. I never liked the seat. Couldn't really get a seat figured out for a long time. So the bike just kind of has been sitting for probably a year and a half.
That's the rear.
Oh, they're fouled. They're completely fouled. Yeah, it's time for some plugs. Fuel. Lots of fuel on that guy right there. That old Thundermax was probably doing who knows what. The thing ran like shit there towards the end. This one's totally fouled. Same. All right, well, Jesus. The plugs are toast. So we're gonna change those out and fire this bad boy up again and see what we get. And if it runs, it could be yours. Gonna pull the air filter off. She's still wet from being cleaned.
Talk to me, Goose.
Did you oil it already?
Huh? Yeah, I did. It didn't seem that wet when I grabbed it off the fan.
Trent put new plugs in. We're gonna give her a little run see here. Let's see if that thing moves.
Mm-mm.
No? Let's see what happens. Yeah! That's it. She runs. She needed plugs. She needed a bunch of just new sensors and some love. And a $1,000 standalone fuel management system. Wideband O2s, direct port nitrous injection, some other shit from Fast and Furious I don't remember. But now, she runs. I'm going to go finish my little seat bracket, do a little shaping, a little grinding, make it look like a real piece, not the horse shit that it looks like right now. And we'll come back to you. Let's go. It hasn't sounded that good in a long time.
So he's over there looking for it, and I just found where he put it. He put it over here on the sander. So I'm gonna stand here until he comes back around. And he doesn't know that I found it. So we're gonna watch this play out.
Dude, what the f***? You have it? There she is, the little seat bracket that could. She's just got a welded on nice extension. Little S on your chest, that means hope on Krypton. That really sucks.
It happens. It just never happens to Ryan. So.
This f***ing sucks. I made a really nice piece. It just took me a whole lot of time.
It's beautiful.
Well, I drew two lines on my piece that I was welding onto it. One was the line to butt this up to, and the other was the cut line. Well, I got over there and started cutting, and I just kept on cutting. There's two lines. I cut through both of them real f***ing smart like, and then welded her all together and made this really, really nice seat bracket. And it's the exact same length as it was when I started.
If anybody's been watching the YouTube long enough to remember Matt and the bag situation, why we call him Matty Bags.
Oh, way different though.
It's similar.
I mean, the line was here and he cut it all like this.
But he cut the line out of it.
I cut both lines out of it. Not just the one, I cut them both. There's two lines, I made a cut, and I made another cut, which don't make any sense, but I was in the zone, you know, I was moving along.
Working.
Just working, getting it done.
It is really nice looking though. It looks cool.
Like, handmade. It's
like
pretty,
raw, like yeah, it looks
WD-40
really
leave
cool.
it like that, it would look awesome, but it's just trash now. Oh my God. I came in today for just a quick, easy one. Load a map, take it for a ride. Woo, hard day's work on a Monday. Mother it's 1 o'clock still. We got other ones around here, right? I can chop up and make another one out of. No, that was the last piece of material I had that size, so I'm gonna have to do it out of a giant piece of steel. We might continue this tomorrow. Oh, this is bullshit. God, that sucks. I wish there was some way I could just hack this shit together and be done with it now.
Oh man,
I mean, normally I just try. I wanted to get this job done today and chill out. I am beat, and I just normally I would tack it, test fit it, tack it, test fit it.
Finished it.
Welded her done, finished her all the way, ground it out, shaped every single goddamn bit of it. Never test fitted it one time.
Oh Lord.
Easy job, easy peasy. Got her dialed. I mean, I can't even salvage that piece because I welded it thoroughly, all the way around. Dimes.
You could take the one off my fat bob, and I'll just steal that gold one for the fat bob. Which, I mean, who knows? Maybe this one's a little different. It might work with it. Let's see. Wouldn't that be cool?
Not a chance in hell.
Sometimes you just got to be positive.
You know what I might do? I might just put another plate right underneath this son of a bitch, and we'll play Legos or something.
There you go. Yeah,
I'll
stack
rosette this thing all the way in, and then drill some new holes. That one looks shorter. God bless America. That's defeating. I really hate doing things twice. I'm like a one-take kind of guy. And then I just lose steam after that. Oh, it's so defeating. See if I got any material. I don't think I got any material. So, I'm going to go do some mega modifications. I'm going to cut this off on this one line. I only drew one line this time to make things simple on myself. And then this dude is basically going to be welded in place like this. This will be cut off. This will be welded to this guy. This will be cut off. And then I'm going to use a countersink to line the seat up and hold it really solid, which will be better than slot. Better than the old slots, but it's still going to be piece upon piece welded together. Have a nice rosette in the back there, and then I'm going to fill this dude. A little fanciness. Maybe on the sides. See what we can do. This is also pretty thin, but walk this way. It's just about welding time. Let's see how she goes. I'm going to tack it, and then I'm going to test fit it. Imagine that. Getting close, close-ish. Close enough to test fit, just about. All right, let's go test this beautiful piece of art right here. I think this really goes like with the theme of the bike. You know, the old apocalyptic style shit. Like I wouldn't just have parts laying around, I would have to make something out of something. So just making it out of a bunch of stuff, really fits. Oh, she is spot on. Let me find some hardware. Trenton! Ryan, do you have any S&S intake bolts? Air cleaner cover bolts, you know, the countersink Phillips heads. So let's put a bolt in it, and she's perfect. A little bit of a gap back there. That's a gapster, that's for sure. I don't like that. God damn it. I got her in there good. I had her in there good when I got the call. Come on. Time to weld it. I just burned in like 3/4 of it. I need to do the other side, but she's piping hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll flip it over and dial it in, and she's about ready. It looks pretty sick. I'm happy with it. Quite happy with it. I'm probably gonna just WD-40 it and leave it raw. Kind of looks the part. Looks kind of sick. It will rust, so if you do win this bike, when you enter by going to KruesiOriginals.com and spending $5, you can paint it, oil it, do whatever the hell you want to, but I'd say oil it.
Hi, we're back. I'm swapping out the RCS 19 that we have on this one because this one's probably from 1976. It's old, it's beat, so we're gonna freshen it up. So I got a brand new RCS 19 with Elite's reservoir mount. They have like a bracket that mounts there. I like to mount it in front of the bars. It sits nice in this little pocket, and it just looks pretty clean, like it's not even there. You know, you don't have any like big dong thing sticking up off the top of the bar. So I just mocked everything up because, as we just found out, mock-up is important. Make sure everything clears.
And I've got this pile of shit right here. It's a whole bunch of doodads welded together. Pulls the seat down. This is a countersink, which we don't have in stock. I have some ordered, which will align the seat nicely, hold it in place. It steps down. It does the job. It definitely looks like it was made in a zombie apocalypse. Besides, the welding is quite cherry, I would say so myself. But the thing is, a lot of things welded together on top of things welded together. I'm gonna leave it the way it is, hit it with some WD-40 so she don't rust as fast. That's what you get. It's pretty sick. It totally fits. If we have to build anything else going forward on this, I'm just gonna leave it raw and leave it like it was made on the fly. Seat broke, got a new seat. Whole herd coming in behind us right now. Nukes dropping everywhere. Really gotta get on down the road. Wish I had some hardware. So that's gonna be here tomorrow, so it might be tomorrow that we'd be riding this thing. And my work is done for the day. And I've been fasting all day because I ate like shit all weekend at the mountain biking thing, because I was mountain biking so much I can eat a box of blueberry turnovers. Fasting today, never done it, sucks, I'm real hungry.
All right, look at that. Hang on, don't look too close. Now look at that. I'm gonna try and bleed this without using the sucker. So I did this on Ryan's dyno when I swapped the line on it. I just filled the line back up and it bled up just fine. But I did have the master off, so I have to fill the master full of fluid. I'm just trying to see if maybe the piston will do it for me without having to pull out. Yeah, it probably won't, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So I'm pumping the fluid, getting the piston working, and then I'm cracking this bleeder to give the fluid somewhere to go. And there she just came up and bled right the up. Yeah, So yeah, just pop this bleeder. The air was gonna, you know, it'll escape. Give the air somewhere to go, and then the fluid takes its place and bleeds right up.
This looks so much cleaner with the Elite Mototech reservoir mount. This little dude right here makes a world of difference. Having that tucked in there with Motion Pro set up.
That kit's not available anymore.
No.
Yeah. If somebody could find what they were using for the XR1200, right?
Yep.
It might be like there might be a matching, you know, model amongst the metric world, but
Yeah, so this was originally in drag for the Harley Davidson XR1200, which was 7/8 controls. And this thing's cam adjustable. It is the best throttle, hands down, I've ever used.
it's the best.
And now we can't get it. That's really saddening. Because everything else out there for Harleys is pretty trash. If anybody knows, I think KTM, there was something in the KTMs, one of them worked, but we used one time, didn't we? When these were out of stock?
Something like that. Yeah, like there's a metric model that'll work. I just don't remember or know which one it is. I'm sure
Somebody do the research. Let us know.
somebody will take a
Let
dive
the
in.
world know.
A deep dive in the abyss of part numbers and cross-referencing, and somebody will do it. It ain't gonna be me.
I'm gonna hit this guy with some WD-40. That will slow down the rusting process and make it look kind of shiny and pretty. Keep it oiled with WD-40 every once in a while. It won't rust. This stuff does work pretty good. It's real old school. I'm just gonna let that soak into the metal real hard and then wipe it off in a little bit. All I hear when I see this is, "We don't need another hero." Sing it for me, Tina.
We don't need another hero. That's all I got for you. I don't know the rest.
Really asking you to follow through on that.
Not my generation, dog. I'm not a Gen Xer, you know.
Not everybody's perfect.
I like to save these because I like using these. So I save all the takeoffs, the long john levers.
This would normally have a countersink so it lines the seat up nice. I don't have that. That will be here tomorrow. I'm gonna bolt this down just real quick, get a good look at it, sit on it, all that stuff. But we're not gonna take it out and ride it until the right stuff is here and I can put it all together right. Then we'll ride it. That stuff will be here probably 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we'll get it done. You guys will see what happens. I should put a rubber thing under there. Curses. Man, this thing feels good. I couldn't replicate this again. This thing's dialed.
Yeah.
This feels amazing.
I can't believe they've made this seat this whole time.
And no shit. I could have done this 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The seat is the shit, dude. I like how it rounds. It like fits my ass better. My ass isn't flat. It has a roundness to it. You know, there is a bit of round. I think everybody's sort of round. The brake pedal is a lot higher than I want it to be now, and we struggled so hard to get it this high because we were sitting back so far.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm more up on it, my feet want to be down here. So
It does put you over the controls a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's more of a bend there.
I feel like I'm on a dirt bike though.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy what a seat can do for a bike.
Saddlemen. Available at KruesiOriginals.com. It's 102 outside. God, still 102, and it's going to be October tomorrow. I'm not going to go ride this right now. Tomorrow morning, we'll go for a nice ride. We'll do a little filming with this bad boy, and let you know how I like riding it. Trent's got to ride his Fat Bob. We'll go for a little film it motorcycle ride tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I want to ride that thing. I haven't ridden that Fat Bob at all since I bought it, really. I'm way over here, but I bet you guys can hear me. Hey. Haven't ridden it at all, so I want to ride it. That'll be nice. I want to ride that, too.
I want to build a late model dyno that feels like this.
I need to fix my posture real bad. I slouch real bad, and it's terrible.
Well, that being said, see you in the morning. It's Wednesday morning. I have the hardware. I have the magic bolt. It's a recess, 5/16. Countersink. This dude's countersink. That should line me up on everything. Do I really need to be that lined up? Not really. Trent, give me some compression.
Lost the donut.
Son of a bitch.
Here it is. Here it is.
Lost the donut a few times now. Seat is not made for this fender. Let's be less aggressive for a second. There we go. Oh man, I should have used an electric ratchet for this.
Let's be less aggressive.
I gotta get a wrench on it. Our Snap-on guy just came in and gave us 2 weeks. He's going to a new route. We're so sad. First good one. Oh man, I don't think that toolbox could ever get down to the price range that I could afford. The thing is, oh, he's got a toolbox on his truck that I want real bad, but whew, it's like $13,000 was my deal. It's expensive. Seats on, bikes together. Gonna take her for a ride. Me and Trent, gonna go have a ride of friendship. Trent's riding his black steed over there. Yo, what was that horse movie? The Black Stallion? Black Beauty? Was that the horse's name? It's Black Beauty. That ain't as cool as I thought it was gonna be. Man, you need to get somebody to airbrush you a real gangster ass like horse doing a wheelie right here. You know, one of them things. Yeah. We're gonna go for a ride. Trent's gonna ride this. This is 2018 Fat Bob. He's been building. It's got a stealth, got one of our K-bars on it, some archetype risers with some ODI bars. Our fancy headlight conversion right here, look at that. Whew. Shark Demon looks real good. And a Saddlemen Kruesi Originals seat. And a whole bunch of stuff coming. We've been making videos with this thing in our spare time, that kind of stuff, you know. This is Trent's build. It's on Tinkering with Trent every once in a while on NBC on Sundays. But we're gonna go for a ride. We'll film him, he'll film me. Be real friendly. Then you'll see it next. Jesus Christ, it's hot out here. Yeah, it is. It's only 97. Real feel is 185. So I got a map that we just downloaded that's pretty close to this. Set up, but is not accurate whatsoever. I rode it around the neighborhood a little bit, and it's kind of relearning right now. I'm gonna ride it to lunch with everybody, and then we're gonna ride a little more after that, and then we're gonna run some learn maps and push them back into the existing map, and she should be pretty dialed. Oh my God, I love this bike. This thing is super rowdy, y'all. It's gonna get windy and terrible sounding for a minute, I'm sorry. Best motorcycle I've ever ridden in my life. Untouchable. This bike is untouchable. The seat is 100% made it. Look at how locked in my legs are right now. Everything. Like, this is a machine. A rowdy machine.
Man, that's a good looking motorcycle.
That thing looks so good going down the road.
It's so nasty to ride.
Yeah.
This, dude, I'm so locked in on it. It's violent. I feel like I could go as fast as I ever wanted to around any corner there ever was. Yeah. She's a one-in-a-lifetime machine. I want to see if they make these seats for the Softails, the new one. Chompies. It's our favorite. Man, the bike feels so good. Totally worth it just to have this bike set up like this. It's just rowdy. Ride's amazing. I am dying. It's 101 degrees. Well, I was gonna try and wheelie again. Thank God I didn't. There was 2 cops sitting back there in the parking lot hiding. Would have been a bad day. Rattling a little bit. She's a ripper. Woo, that steering angle saved my life. Yeah, she doesn't like to shift into neutral when she gets hot. She is pinging a bit. The tune definitely needs to be respun. Oh, my God, is it hot. She's done for now. There's a few more things we're gonna do and a couple different things we're gonna do with it along the way as we kind of build this bad boy up before the time for it to go. Time for it to go to a lucky home to one of you, to whoever enters to win. I was trying to make shorts. It's really, really hot. I was gonna cut them off, but man, I'm running out of pants. So here we are, 104, real humid, real nasty. She still ran really good. She did detonate a little bit under load. It was pinging a little bit, so that's just in the tune. So we need to go in and push some maps into this, which we could actually do that right now. Can you grab the old laptop?
Get that seat off. Come on now.
Come on, meow. We've got the old laptop plugged into the Thundermax right now, into the data port for that. So you go through, we'll show you, but it'll bring up a table and it'll give you all these values, tons of them. And it'll say percentages of which way they need to be adjusted, up or down. But you can just copy that, paste it right into the map you are running right now, and it makes the adjustments, and then write it again, you know, and then do it a couple times, and she should be pretty dialed in. You know, do it for right at 20 minutes, do it. Ride it for 100 miles, do it.
Reading all module maps and settings.
See?
So when you log into your Thundermax thing or pull it up, you go into map editing, it's up here. And then the first thing will say auto map or auto adjust map. So it just reading the learned fuel offsets. So going over all the data that it learned on the ride to apply it to the existing map that we put in there. So now riding front and rear fuel maps to module. Okay.
We ran an auto map auto tune. That should correct for 10% around there. So we'll run it again. We'll try it again, see how she rides, and then go from there. Other than that, we're pretty much done for now. I don't know what else she needs, but we'll figure that out. We did put a brand new RCS 19 on it, a Elite lever with an Elite reservoir mount, just to freshen that stuff up over there. The fluids are all fresh. It has a brand new Thundermax in it. She is fairly tuned, and we will ride it and tune it some more and just keep going through it, and it'll be super dialed. And for every $5 you spend on KruesiOriginals.com, enters you in a chance to win this motorcycle right here, or whatever bike we're building at the time that you watch this video. Who knows? But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, KruesiOriginals.com. Peace.